Hey, this is Micki Boland, and welcome to Checkpoint CPX. This is CPX, the Americas 2021, and I'm here today to talk to you about Cyber Warfare 2021, the next level bleep you need to know about today's cyber warfare. By the way, I'm a cloud security architect and evangelist with Checkpoint, and I'm so thankful that you are here today. All right, so we have like about 30 minutes. We'll try to do about 25 minutes of presentation and then leave a few minutes for Q&A. We will talk today a little bit about deep fakes, influence, automated bots, social media bots, and AI, machine learning, and uh, artificial neural network algorithms. I'm actually going to probably, there's ANN, there's NN, there's all kinds of neural networks algorithms and things to talk about. I'll probably just lump AI into one thing. And then we definitely have some national security and cybersecurity implications that I want to talk about with you. All right, so why should you care? Why are you here today? Well, this is today's cyber battleground. And maybe it's not obvious, but right now we're learning quite a lot. Actually, it seems like it's pretty obvious, actually, that people are overwhelmingly using mobile apps, social media platforms, and online news, and they're using search engines a lot to find sources of news and information. But what you might not know, as to this Brookings Institute report on how to combat fake news and disinformation, what you might not realize is that increasingly younger people are actually getting their news from social media. So they're online news organizations, but social media primarily for younger people. They're getting instant notifications on their mobile devices through mobile apps like Twitter and Facebook and so forth. So that's important. There are also quite a lot of new technologies that are being developed that actually are part of the overall concern that we have. So we're truly living in interesting times. All right, so this slide is actually the Brookings Institute report on how to combat fake news and disinformation, and they pulled in some graphs from a Pew Research project, how Americans encounter and consume news sources, and then Reuters Institute on digital news sources. And overwhelmingly, the takeaway here is that uh, there are in these graphs, these were done in 2017, so you can imagine now, fast forward to 2020, that there's even further adoption of social media, online online news organizations, and mobile apps for being badges and notifications for being the way that people receive news and information. So, 93% of Americans surveyed in 2017 received online news. Primary sources of information was via social media and online news sources, and then tweets and social media notifications via mobile apps with a click to the source information were the primary ways that people receive news. So this makes for an incredible landscape, huge attack surface, and TTPs that are going to want to exploit this landscape. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys is that this deep fake technology. It's more than just video. It's voice. It's photos, but it's news generation. It's tweets. There's some really interesting stuff here to talk about. So this is one of the next level blanks. Deep fakes include voice fakes and news fakes. These are perfect for exploiting exploitation ranging from disinformation and influence campaigns, fake flag operations, as we call fake attribution. So somebody does something to somebody, nation state or non-nation state actors against a nation state or a platform or a group, and then they create false attribution. Espionage and operations for intelligence gathering and so forth. key to deep fakes is this technology called GAN. It's a generative adversarial networks. A GAN is a neural network basically that creates videos. It can be used to create videos of people doing and say things that are not real. You guys have probably seen there's one for Tom Cruise. There was one that I think Key and Peele, I think Peele did for that it was a fake, it was a deep fake of President Obama. I think they've deep faked um, President Trump and among others. So it's used for political satire, but it's also used, and it's kind of disturbing actually for using deep fakes videos for fake porn. So, but it's increasingly becoming a methodology for disinformation from a political perspective. Imagine that a world leader um, is actually saying something or doing something or advocating something that is not true. And there are two that are kind of funny here is Kim Jong-un basically kind of mocking democracy, and then one of Her Majesty the Queen actually dancing later on in the video, which is sweet, but maybe not necessarily appropriate. So you can go out and check these out. Celebrities, there are a lot of celebrities that are being deep faked. The other thing is just the GAN. If you want to see what GAN can do, NVIDIA has a GAN. You can go, this person does not exist. You can go out there, just hit that website. I do this from like, Brave browser with DuckDuckGo. I just go there. Every time you hit a refresh, you'll see a new person's face pop up. That's the person doesn't exist. It's a using AI, and it's a composite face. So these faces are used to generate fake accounts, fake Twitter accounts, fake Facebook accounts, and to impersonate people that don't exist. The other thing that you can check out is this thing called Lyrebird. Lyrebird is actually was funded by, I think it was a Y Combinator project, and then me and Phoneboy were talking about Google Voice Builder. But basically, you can create realistic mimics of any person's voice. It's an imitation. So there you can make them say anything. That's pretty interesting, and you want to check that out as well. These technologies are being widely adapted. And then fake Twitter, Twitter fake news generator. There's a way to create your own fake news generator through text, impersonating like a Twitter notifications. So we'll talk more about that in a minute. So the next level bleep that we're going to talk about is social media bots. So they are automated, and they're doing a lot more than just being nice. So I'm going to call these things influence bots. They are automated, and actually this is kind of the next level bleep. Evolution of troll factories, and I'll basically describe that in brief. So these automated social bots, they have tons of applications, right? From social media platforms to mobile apps to online news platforms. These are out there, and you are the product. And so of these platforms, and as a user, you are and can be, and you are likely being manipulated. Your clicks are wanted, as well as your soul, perhaps. So let's just go a little bit and talk about this FTC report in 2019 to US Congress, that 37% of all internet traffic was fake. It was not human. And these are bots. These are automated bots. So bots can be good, bots can be bad. As cybersecurity experts, you guys are well aware that that bots can actually create and perform tasks. They just perform tasks based on a set of inputs, algorithms, and they can be sophisticated or not. We actually have, Checkpoint has a thing called a cloud bot, and cloud bot will actually go and perform automated remediation of misconfigured cloud assets. Cloud bots are awesome. They do exactly what they're told every time. They can run 10 times, they can run 100 million times or a billion times. They do the same thing, they fix what they do. We also have automated bots for crawling the internet, collecting data for networks, search engine optimization, and doing market analytics. Monitor bots that monitor health. System health and website health, aggregator bots that gather and collect news information and then send out aggregated updates. We have bots that simulate human conversation. And for customer support, we see this a lot. And then we have nefarious uses of automated bots. They are used in deceptive advertising to disseminate online news that they get paid per click. So the more, how would I say, the more compelling, the more clickbait worthy to get you to click, the better, the more fantastical. So all kinds of terrible things there. To also manipulate and amplify public opinion, and especially from a social and political perspective, we're seeing this. It is used also uh, as malicious bots. So automated bots are actually malicious. They are used to get people to click and then launch malware, hijack people's social media accounts, and basically take over their accounts. So a couple things, there are influence bots started back in as human trolls, or they call them troll farms or troll factories. This is invented by none other than the Russian Internet Research Agency, Russian IRA. They call them persona accounts. These are like really people that sit in these cubicles and they create, they are actually human people that go in and create all kinds of disinformation, and they try to influence social media. They befriend, they troll. You guys know what trolls do. In 2017, the U.S. House Intelligence Committee released over 2,700 Twitter handles that were directly tied to the IRA, um, the Internet Research Agency, and they targeted over 3,000 news agencies. They also like kind of hijacked 40 celebrities that have millions of followers, and they this troll factory, the IRA's troll factory, was responsible for disseminating over 11,000 separate fake news articles, and that was back in 2016. During the election cycle. So Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey was a target, as well as CNN anchor Jake Tapper and Fox News host Sean Hannity. And a bunch of these people actually jumped on fake news and started disseminating it. There were also bots that were used for deceptive and false advertising. So the FTC settled a case over Ashley Madison. I don't know if you guys remember Ashley Madison, but this was a hack of Ashley Madison, and the reason why they were hacked and all their client lists and emails given out to the public is because somebody was pissed that Ashley Madison was false advertising. Most of the people on at least the females on Ashley Madison were fake. They were bots. They were chat bots. Only 3 in 10,000 of these female subscribers were actually human. Twitter and Facebook generated targeted bots also to change opinion, mislead, and threaten users, artificially inflate follower accounts so you can pretend like you have a lot of followers and likes and retweets, and it's all fake. They also manufacture divisive issues. They'll change the way people think about divisive issues. The percentage of Facebook and Twitter that are automated bots. So the Pew Research study back in 2017 identified that 2/3 of all tweeted links to popular websites were posted by automated accounts, not human beings. A small number of the highly active bots were responsible for most of the sharing of links to prominent news and media sites. The analysis found that 500 of the most active suspected bot accounts were responsible for 22% of all the tweeted links. That's ridiculous. Even for popular news and current events, 66% of the tweeted links were suspected Autobots, influence bots. And actually, they estimated 89% of retweeted links to popular aggregation sites were posted by bots. So we've heard a lot about Russia and Russia's intelligence research agency, but other nation states are doing it too. China has influence operations. You might say, "Oh, China, really? I didn't know this." Well, yes, they are using automated bots, influence bots in several ways, largely for state-controlled media and perception and the way that the rest of the world, they try to influence the rest of the world on how China is perceived as a nation state, their power, their technology, and military and economic strength. They also like to pre preconceive, no, that's not the word, they like to create a perception that they're open. The openness of U.S. society is actually a way. So China actually is using automated bots to distribute malware. This is not new to anyone in cybersecurity. All of the nation states launched campaigns this way for distribution of malware. This is a case where China ran some Instagram accounts from 2015 2016 to spread fake news, and they were like ran like 5.4 million engagements. Compared to Russia, Russia's Internet Research Agency disinformation disruption campaign in 2015 2016, which had um, 32.5 million engagements spreading fake news. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is AI. So I'm just going to lump AI, which includes machine learning and artificial neural networks and there's a bunch of different types of neural networks. I'm just going to lump all this into AI because it's easier for this discussion, which we have a limited amount of time. But I do want to say that like big tech, Twitter, Facebook, Google, Apple, Microsoft, those are the top five, just basically based on market size and order of magnitude in the landscape. There are other social media and online news applications, mobile application builders, and nation states and adversarials are using AI. So why is AI a threat? For simplicity, I just say that consumers of big tech are using of these and these platforms are using AI and machine learning. The people that use these platforms are the product. So if you use social media platforms, you seek online news, you use search, use your mobile apps to get your news and click to, you are constantly giving up your personal information, your privacy, your image, your purchasing patterns, where you live, where you travel, your social ties and linkages, your demographics, your health, and political affiliations. Multidimensional personal metadata is being gleaned by users and their connections, so family, friends, workers, co-workers, industry. This metadata is data leaked, and AI is used to learn about these users. So their algorithm is mathematical. They are using all kinds of machine learning and modeling to create basically a profile of you. So the profile is what are your preferences? How can they submit advertising? How can they pay for, or how others can pay for this data to be consumed? It is indeed sold to third parties for big data analysis. So the platform users are collecting metadata for improvement of their technologies. And guess what? Nation states are doing the same to its citizens, and adversaries are tapping into AI in combination to get to launch and wage next level cyber war. So how would we even know? Take a search engine, the search engine technologies with AI and the algorithm. So there's a prominent mathematician. Her politics are a little bit interesting, but her name's Kathy O'Neill. She wrote a book called Map Destruction, or I'm sorry, Weapons of Math Destruction, and she explains the risk of algorithms and bias in algorithms, saying that people are too willing to trust mathematical models because they feel like it will remove human bias. Unfortunately, these are all fed by humans. So algorithms, while they replace human processes, they're not held to human standards. Therefore, one, people trust them too much, and two, there's not oversight. There's not ethical oversight, and they indeed have biases. So big tech, nation states, and our adversaries are learning from user metadata and are profiling people using AI. They finally tune the profile users, and then they can use AI to determine what the person prefers in terms of online search, social media discussions, and online news sources. So as they make a tighter and tighter, more refined kind of profile of the user, they can also be the one that then provides only the information that they believe that the user prefers, which means now it's kind of borderlining on the censorship. Mega data sets are continuously collected to feed the beast. So people can thusly be then targeted for automated bots to advertise, to influence, restrict, censor, sway, or re-educate the user, especially users that are deemed influencers in social media platforms. So there's a big thing afoot on ethical AI utilization. It's a huge topic. It's a concern for data scientists and the AI community, as well as it should be for every human being on this planet, enterprise organizations, and nation states. There are a number of shortcomings in AI, and its lack of abstract reasoning and real world common sense is the number one reason to be concerned. Okay, I've provided some compelling information for your consideration. Now I'd like to provide you three clear examples of cyber warfare against nation states and critical infrastructure in three key areas, and we'll use and how these next level technologies were used in these campaigns. I will classify these as one, nation state disinformation disruption, two, nation state espionage, intelligence collection, and false flag operation. I can't say that very well. And three, nation state intellectual property theft. So, number one, nation state disinformation and disruption. How are these next level technologies used to do this? I'll give you one example. In July 2019, Libya arrested two internet internet research agency trolls called Fabrica Troila, I hope I'm saying it, Troile, for using social media and online forums to influence elections in African countries. The same group was responsible for interference operations and disruption operations in U.S. elections in other South America, um, down in South America as well. Number two, nation state espionage campaign, intelligence collection, false flag operation. So, again, a false flag is where an adversary places attribution on an alternative adversary or nation state. So, I've got some good ones here for you. First, I'll just say WikiLeaks. Need I say more? WikiLeaks was actually on the dark web, and it was leaked and downloaded and shared, and everyone knows how that worked out from a nation state perspective, and a lot of interesting things with false flags. In 2016, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission charged a group of hackers from Russia, US, and Ukraine, yes, US, was included for a 2016 hack of SEC online corporate filings, the portal to, and the reason why they did it was to execute trades on non-public information. 2017, Syria fighter jets dropped chemical munitions on Shekau, almost killing immediately 100 people and then severely wounding 200 people. A false flag operation was conducted to create Twitter storm around two narratives. The true narrative, the Syrian president was responsible, versus a false narrative launched by Russian and Syrian government to attribute the attack on US and NATO forces. The false narrative was widely disseminated by 10x Factor, and when social media user Mike Cernovich, with I guess over 500,000 followers, was influenced to spread the false narrative, within 24 hours the fake story was the number one trending topic on Twitter. Number 3, nation state IP and intelligence collection operations. In October of 2019, the full extent of the China Ministry of State Security, MSS, aka they're also called Deep Panda. They from 2010 to 2015, they were hacking aerospace and aviation industry and intelligence gathering. So we now know in 2019, we really know the full extent. They stole technology to build their own C919 airliner. They stole this from large aerospace firms, including GE, Airbus, Boeing, and Honeywell. MSS, again, aka Deep Panda, use social media bots to target people in these organizations, infiltrate, and then launch malware called Sakula. Another one is intelligence collection operation resulting in financial fraud using voice fake. Voice fake was actually used in financial fraud of a UK-based firm when the CEO was voice faked, and the firm was faked by the voice fake, thinking it was the CEO, and he was requesting electronic funds transfer to a bogus fund account. So the voice fake was so well matched to the German CEO's accent, even the way he speaks, his intonation, and everything, that it worked twice before the bad guys were caught or stopped, blocked on that third attempt. And it wasn't due to the voice; it was actually due to them asking for an unreal change for the EFT. So I want to say that at the nation state, non-nation state actors, hacktivists, enterprise, cyber criminal, shadow government, terrorist organizations, loosely affiliated groups are using this next level bleep as we speak to conduct cyber warfare. It is irregular warfare, proxy attacks, disinformation, disruption. Truth decay is a term that Rand Corp use. I like that a lot. To manipulate and influence public opinion, to foment criminal violence, to infiltrate organizations, to conduct fraud, to scam and harass. And then primarily in cybersecurity, which is this all is, but hijacking legitimate real human accounts for impersonation, and then also for the easy distribution of malware once they have the target groups. So I have a call to action for you to study more. Talk with your family about this, your colleagues, your customers, and your organizations. Dig further and learn more, question everything, and seek to protect yourself and your organizations against today's cyber warfare. Deep fakes, influence bots, along with human online trolls, they're still there. And AI have implications for national security as well as enterprise cybersecurity across the globe. At the macro level, nation states, governments, policymakers, national security and defense agencies, and the cybersecurity community must unite for efforts for identification, attribution, and interdiction of today's cyber warfare. Knowledge is a powerful tool. More nation states and enterprise are using AI specifically to detect deep fakes, automated influence bots, and fake news and targeted campaigns using these. Detection technologies are being worked on at DARPA, Los Alamos National Laboratory, and at MIT, amongst others. There are groups all over the world working on detection. From a policy perspective, there is a growing support for qualification of big tech in the Communications Decency Act, CDA, Section 230, and growing demand to make it easier for private citizens to hold technology platforms accountable for disseminating harmful or slanderous content uploaded by its users. This indeed will force the tech platforms to have to develop deep fake detection AI. At the micro level, people can choose to stop feeding the beast and trading off their privacy and security for free technology. Users of these technologies can demand privacy and security and only subscribe or actually pay for it, for technologies and platforms that maintain and enforce consistent privacy and security policy. You should always seek to maintain your guard. Your guard is a person, and be aware of your online surroundings. You may indeed be a target for friending by trolls and targeted for influence bots for information about your job, your family, as a way into your organization to steal your intellectual property, etc. Reduce your digital footprint and put guardrails on your own consumption of social media and online news sources and its influence on you, as well as guardrails to protect your organizations. I have some really good resource links for you guys to check out, and I really appreciate your time today. I'd like to open it up now for Q&A, and I will be sharing this presentation along with quite a lot more in terms of, a formal paper that you can then read. And I'd love your feedback, and I'd love to talk with you more about this. Thanks. Have a great day and enjoy CPX.